All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here, bringing your daily horoscope for Friday, the 3rd of July, 2020. All right, we're getting ready for this holiday weekend. We're getting ready for this eclipse weekend. All right, so today we have the moon in Sagittarius all day. Okay, it's not till midnight my time that it's going to move into Capricorn to get ready for this eclipse. All right, so depending where you're at, might change. Obviously, my friends out west in LA, it's going to be about 9 p.m., 10 p.m. or so that the moon's going to enter the sign of Capricorn. However, it's going to be conjunct the south node today in Sagittarius, okay? Which is about a release of knowledge, letting go of things. And it's opposing, of course, the north node down in Gemini, saying there's two sides to every coin. We have the Sun and Mercury retrograde down in Cancer right now, which are gonna start to create the opposition to the full moon, and then continue as the month continues, the opposition to Jupiter, to Pluto, and to Saturn. So although those things aren't coming until a little bit later in this month, or the middle of the month rather, we're certainly going to be feeling this buildup as there is, Sun, ego, self in Cancer, which is all about our emotions. Mercury retrograde in Cancer, all about our emotions, not knowing how to communicate, not knowing how to feel about something, or suggesting that's how a lot of us could potentially be feeling anyway. Of course, it depends on where this is in your chart. And powerless to the authority, okay? Well, this particular day, getting ready for this weekend, okay, this is opposite day, as the moon is conjunct the south node and, opposing the north node. This is releasing knowledge, releasing information, okay, that no longer serves us to where we're going. And we have to be, this is one thing, this is a collective or a concept, this is everything. Okay, so what I mean by this is if we are feeling lonely, okay, if we're feeling lonely, the moon is our emotional needs, the moon is our emotional needs. If we're feeling lonely, what would be the opposite of lonely? All right, partnered up or together or community, okay? If you're feeling confused, well, what is the opposite feeling of confusion? Clarity, okay? So if you're feeling confusion, again, the opposite, clarity. If you're feeling lost, what does the feeling of found? What does the feeling of certainty? What does the feeling of knowing feel like? So it's really important today as the moon is connecting with, specifically later on in the evening, the moon on Friday night connecting with the south node, is to really take a look at ourselves and say, what position are we in right now? How do I feel about a certain subject or particular case? Am I depressed, right? Well, what's the opposite feeling of depressed? Thriving, flourished, nourished, fulfilled, happy, joyful. Okay, so we can feel one thing, and we might have logic or reason to feel a certain way. Okay, but everything is still suggesting we need to think greater than our circumstances are. We need to think greater than where we are in this particular moment. So if we're feeling those things, quickly or acknowledge, if we can, what we're feeling, and what does it feel like to be the opposite of that? What is the abundant aspect like, right? So this is an important thing as we're moving into this eclipse weekend, and this powerless struggle is going to be emerging over the weekend. All right, so it's just like we have the ability to think our own thoughts. We have the ability to dream our own dreams. Nobody can take that away from us. We have the ability to feel however we want to feel. Okay, the Sun and Mercury down in Cancer again is highlighting that, our feelings, our emotions. And there are just certain times where how we feel is not, it's important, but it's like it might not be truthful. So it's putting ourselves in that place of backward day. I feel this. Well, what is the opposite feeling of this? And can I tap into that? Can I put myself in that place? Because this is ultimately where I want to be. If I'm feeling lonely and lost and I don't have anybody over here, but ultimately I want to have direction, clarity, love, romance, whatever it may be, I can't I can't complain about the drought and expect it to rain. It's not going to happen. I have to be thankful for what I have and So again, this is big opposite day. So we're going to be feeling that as this weekend moves up, you know, getting ready for this eclipse. What else is going on here? As the day continues as well, we have this sesqui-square to Mars and to Uranus here, okay? So, the square to Mars is the south node, and the moon's going to come conjunct with it and move into it. The sesqui-square, again, that annoying kind of aspect is to Uranus. So this right here is like things are never going to change. You know, Uranus is the wrecking ball. It's the Tower card. It's the one that's going to, you know, create the release of pressure. And this sesqui-square is saying, like, you know, there's no amount of information, there's no amount of meditation, there's no amount of thinking that can change any of this, you know, and that's where we're just wrong. In that mentality, we are wrong. And even here today, it's just like, can I do anything myself? You know, these are my feelings, and how do I change this? So we're going to be feeling, you know, we could be feeling quite buried in these emotions. And again, whenever we are, just tap into that opposite, where we're headed here, the North Node. All right? Feeling abundant, feeling loved, feeling joyful, anticipating hope, you know, a bright future, right? It's only at the bottom when we can see the light at the top. So happy opposite day, my friends, getting ready for a beautiful weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. We'll see you tomorrow.